What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? I'm going to explain to you everything that's going on in the market right now. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. We're going to talk about Terra Luna Classic and what is happening out here and how you can protect yourself against whatever it is that's happening out here. By the way, it's not that bad. Let me break it down for you. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Okay, so I asked Grok on this one to kind of give me a rundown, but you'll notice my question is framed a little bit weird. On Friday, Donald Trump made some aggressive tweets about China, but the crypto market did not dump. It was later discovered that Wintermute had orchestrated this on the Binance platform. Can you summarize what appears to have happened and then use that as a springboard to figure out what happened in the last few hours with crypto to cause the current dump? Now, the reason that I bring that up is because we're down about $200 billion on the day after we had an enormous dump of about 500 billion. Then we had a bit of a recovery, and now the recovery seems to have been sort of eaten up at this point. So let's break it down and let's figure out what's happening here. On October 10, President Trump posted a series of aggressive statements on Truth Social from the Oval Office, accusing China of lies and sabotage, and announced a 100% tariff on Chinese import. Despite the inflammatory tone, which typically triggers risk-off sentiment in volatile assets like crypto, the market reaction was initially muted. Bitcoin hovered around 122,000 without an immediate plunge, and altcoins showed only minor dips. This unusual resilience puzzled traders, as similar past Trump-era tariff threats had correlated with 5 to 15% crypto corrections. Later investigations and on-chain analysis revealed that Wintermute, a major crypto market maker providing liquidity on platforms like Binance, had orchestrated a sophisticated positioning play. Hours before its post, Wintermute transferred approximately $1 billion in assets to Binance, including $400 million in Bitcoin, setting up massive short positions across perpetual futures and leveraged trades. When the tariffs hit, this triggered a cascade. Leverage longs were liquidated en masse, 19 billion total, the largest single-day event in crypto history, amplifying the downside to wipe out 500 to 600 billion in market cap. Bitcoin briefly plunged below 110,000. ETH and Solana dropped 15 to 30%, and altcoins like XRP and Cardano shed 20%. However, the no-dump perception stemmed from Wintermute's rapid reaccumulation, buying back at lows to stabilize prices, turning the event into a high-frequency profit machine estimated at 160 to 200 million for select whales and insiders. Speculation swirled around ties to Binance and even rumors of a Trump pardon for former CEO CZ influencing the timing. So this is the way that it broke down. Wintermute's premeditated shorts on Binance turned a potential blip into an engineered flush, allowing quick recovery as Trump later softened his stance on October 13, sparking a rebound. Now, that leads us to today. What is going on today? Now we're talking about trade war escalation as the catalyst. China fired back today with restrictions on rare earth imports, critical for tech and mining hardware, directly countering Trump's tariffs. They have not backed down. This reignited supply chain fear spilling over from Friday's 19 billion liquidation. So that's what you're seeing happening right now. Then there is the leverage flush and the whale shorts. Similar to Wintermute's positioning, whales reopened 182 million in shorts on platforms like Hyperliquid. This triggered forced liquidations, creating a death spiral. Prices wick low. Do they say death spiral? Did they really say that? It's kind of crazy, right? More longs blow up, spot selling cascade, thin weekend liquidity amplified it with alts used as collateral in DeFi vaults. Then you have the fake news and the macro overhang, and then you have the manipulation echoes. And by the way, we're not going to get too deep into that, but safe to say that the tariff war between the United States and China seems to be having an effect, not necessarily an effect on the market, but an effect on the market makers who are using it as an opportunity to swipe your money, steal your positions, and make plenty of money off of it while you sit there broke wondering exactly what went on. It's like imagine this. Imagine Wintermute is a validator in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem, and they vote down every initiative that seeks to increase and improve the chain. Just Wintermute is basically the Jesus is Lord of Terra Luna Classic, basically. Now, going further, leverage is dead, small bags are back. Next up, meme and low caps. It's about to get wild again. What do you think? Well, I don't necessarily agree with this. I don't think that this is, I don't think this is true. But leverage positions have already come back, and when they came back, billions more are already being liquidated. So this is a silly kind of take right here, but it is a testament to what the market is bearing out right now. And what they're saying is, that the market is ready for the crazy, crazy, crazy move. Okay. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out, and this is very important, when everybody got liquidated the other day, when all of that happened, when it played out that way, that allowed for those small bags to get an opportunity to reaccumulate and get ready for that next run. But it was so fast, that flash was so fast, there was almost no pain. There was a little bit of shock and awe in it, but the buyback started immediately as Wintermute started to reaccumulate everything that they were stealing from you. Now, that being said, that's not pain. So I don't think that we're done yet, and there's more pain to come. Now, the other thing that I'm going to point out, Terra Luna Classic dipped super hard and then got bought back immediately. And what does that mean? Well, according to this chart, what that means is Wintermute sold and then bought back a smaller bag, maybe, or maybe they bought back their entire bag one more time and just they're going to run this back one more time, and we should see some upward momentum. But I think it's important to point out right here, when you see a leverage flush like this, when you see something this crazy happen, and then you see that immediate and just really strong buyback, then what does that mean? That means the people doing it are the people doing it. So Wintermute dumped on the market, and then Wintermute bought back Terra Luna Classic. Now, that means that Wintermute, somewhere down deep, thinks that Terra Luna Classic could have an opportunity for a massive run. Don't let that part escape you at this point. If not, it would not have bought back. And the people, by the way, in looking back at the chart again, the people that bought back so far, including, again, massive wick candle, means that it was Wintermute, okay? They didn't buy back as strongly because the dum-dums, the dorks, the dweebs, you know who they are. They sold off because they wanted to get out of their position. They're looking at something else, maybe something like that, and they haven't come back in yet, and that's caused what's going on right here. Now, with this big flush again happening today, we're not seeing that big move to the downside. So what can we ascertain by that? Well, we ascertain by that it was not Wintermute. We just ascertain at this point, it's now what I said 2 days ago, and I guess going into last night. This is an opportunity right here for a flood. This is for retail to take that big move up here, take their profit right here, and then we start to spring our way back up. So that's what it looks like. Okay, looks like we're just about ready for a nice big move. Now, before we go any further, become a member of the channel if you want to. TerraCasino.io for all your risk-based gaming needs. Chicago Bears last night had the big win. If you put your money on them to win, then you made out like a bandit. If you didn't, what is wrong with you? Bear down. Terraport.finance for all of your utility and meme coin needs in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. In fact, it is the #1 DEX by a long shot. By a long shot. It is now 3 times higher than the next biggest one. Terra, the meme coin or the utility coin here for the Terra ecosystem. Look at that big, gigantic move that it's had for the last little while. And, maybe it's breaking out. Maybe we're in a really good spot right now, and we're going to see some really big highs coming up. There seems to be a lot of interest. And of course, it's now traded on some exchanges. So it's only going to grow from here. Validators, nothing to write home about. No big moves here that have really kind of mattered any. You're seeing the moves up and down the chain. By the way, I am in discussions right now to create my own validator. I will give you an update on that in a few days. Spending proposal looks like it's going to pass. Again, it's 4 days left. We haven't seen anybody voting. We haven't seen a no vote yet. We haven't seen a no with veto or an abstain. Now what we have here is people who are stepping in immediately voting yes, but now we have these people in the background who are waiting. What are they waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they waiting for? Are they waiting for me to call them out for being little bitches if they vote no or no with veto or abstain or something like that? Are they waiting to be called out? Because right now, I'm calling you out. Why are you not voting? What are you waiting for? You fucking baby? Christ. These guys are clowns, okay? I'm going to tell you guys that right now. This is, these people, guys, Guys, god damn it. USTC, to me, again, I've told you I have no bullishness in me on USTC. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. But I think that, if you have anything right now, it should be in Terra Luna Classic. Should be in Lunk for the next big move. If it gets a nice big move, by the way, I do think that there is probably a 50% round in the chamber, if you will, taking it up to about a 6 right there. Like, I think you're going to see just kind of a blow off sort of move as a recovery. It's strong fundamentals in the entire market. It's not going to be, and we're not done yet, by the way. M2 money supply continues to pump. It continues to move up. If you're not seeing that, I can't make you see it. I can't show you the proof and then you just be like, I don't even know what that means, George, or whatever it is that you do in your brain. But if you don't look at money supply and you don't see that it's continuing to go, if you don't look at risk assets and see that gold is at an all-time high, that silver is at an all-time high, and eventually gold and silver rotate into Bitcoin, and then eventually Bitcoin rotates into Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and then that rotates into the rest of the market. If you don't see that and you don't understand that and you don't know that, you're broke and you're not going to make it anyway. So why are you even listening at this point? Because you don't understand the fundamentals of exactly how money moves around. So there's going to be a big move. Today is not that day, but there will be a very big move coming very, very soon. I can't say I guarantee it because anything can happen in the market. I mean, we got a president here who can't control himself, who acts on impulse like he's 9 years old. So there's going to be some hiccups along the way. But ultimately, I support the tariffs, and I believe that they are for the best. So we'll see what happens. But volume continuing to come down. Burns are getting a little bit hotter. Now, yesterday ended up being a bad day, but we had a pretty good run of burns for a few days as people started to move it around. Winter mute, all of them just moving it around, reaccumulating, doing their thing, and it led to another significant amount of burns. So hopefully that sort of run will continue, and that's going to be it. That's your show. Thank you for tuning in. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.